Hello, hello, everyone. I'll be popping in very shortly, just checking on some tech here, and I'll be right back on. All right, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. All right, I'm still trying to get this to stream into the Facebook group. So, those of you that are here already can just comment who you are and where you're from as we get everything started here. Oh, it's 3 o'clock on the dot. So share who you are, where you're from, also what you do if you'd like. And I am just going to go over some housekeeping stuff. This is going to be just face to face. It's just going to be me and you, no slides. I do have a lot of notes and things that I want to go over. So if you see me like looking over there or over there, that's what I'm doing. Just making sure that I don't miss anything because there is a lot to go over today. There's going to be tons of really, really great content. We see Susanna from Italy, April from Madison. All right, guys. So actually, let me try again. Ah, there we go. Okay, it is showing. All right. Um, add title. Okay, social media fame secrets exposed. There we go. Making sure we're all good to go. Gonna go live. All right, we'll see if that worked. Who else is here? Oh, it's working. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, I think we are good with the tech. Guys, I'm actually really lucky because it's literally been storming for the last 24 hours, and I was very afraid. I was very afraid that the internet would go out or the power would be low. So I'm hoping that we are able to get through this entire masterclass without any hiccups. I do have my wonderful VA, Jessica, on board to make sure that everything is looking good and sounding good. So if you guys can just let me know, can you see me and hear me good? Because we're about to get started in a second. All right, it's up. We're good. She's going to share that into the group for me. Suzanne can hear me. Oh, hey, Lindsay. How are you? All right. Yeah. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to have some people that are here on the Zoom. Hopefully, most people are here on the Zoom. And I'm also streaming it into the Facebook group and onto my personal page. So I'm going to go over some housekeeping stuff, some things that I just want to start off with. As you guys know, there's also a chance to win some prizes today. So I'm going to talk about that first. And then we are going to get into the content, which is going to be stellar. So make sure that you guys are either you have your notes up on your phone or you have a pen, paper, whatever you got, because you're going to want to take notes on this. And then finally, I'm going to share with you how you can take this to the next level, because I'm teaching you what I'm teaching you today is really how to create a magnetic social presence, how to really make it so that people go to your profile and they immediately see you as an authority. They immediately want to find out more about you. They want to be able to work with you. And there's so many moving parts and there's so many different things, but today what I'm sharing with you is all the front end things, right? So what you can actually do in your business right now today, like you'll be able to walk away and apply some of these techniques, right? What you can do to your profile to make it more attractive, and just some of the secrets that I have used over the last 6 to 7 years online, and obviously things are changing. Things are much different than they were before, and they're always rapidly changing. So being able to have a, sustainable brand online is really, really, really important. So, okay. Let's see. It's on my, oops, sorry about that. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's talk about the prizes really quickly. And then I will talk about what I'm going to go over, and then we'll dive right into the content. Lindsay says, I'm good. I'm excited for this. If you guys have questions during the live stream, during the class, you can ask them here right in the comments. And depending on if it's relevant to what I'm talking about, I may answer it right within the class, or I may wait until the end to answer questions. So it really depends on how quick we get through the content. But this is content that literally I've used to grow my entire audience to over 100,000 people online. That includes my email list, all of my social media platforms, to be able to be asked to speak on large stages in front of hundreds of my ideal clients, to become friends with my mentors, to be able to sell over $2.5 million of courses, coaching, and programs online, have over 2,000 customers, many of which are buying from me over and over and over again. And now they're actually selling for me as affiliates. So that's also really, really cool. So all of that stuff together is what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. So prizes. So the first thing is, stay to the end. If you stay to the end and you're live with me, I'm going to give you a secret link to a free gift that's worth $97. So that's, if you stay to the end, I will give you that free gift. I'll give you a secret link. Hopefully you guys won't share it, but I'll give you guys that secret link towards the end of the masterclass if you stay on till the end. And then the other thing is that you guys actually have a potential to win a one-on-one coaching session with me. So all you have to do for that is, whether you're watching this on the Zoom or if you're watching this on Facebook, is to either take a screenshot of your Facebook or take a picture of this and share it on your Instagram. So if you share this on your Instagram story and tag me, Meant for Millions, I think Jess is on. Jess, if you could just comment with Meant for Millions, the actual address for my Instagram. So anybody who does that will get put into a drawing to win a one-on-one session with me. So guys, that's a value of $1,000. So you want to win a one-on-one session, that is what you got to do. Just take a screenshot, share it, tag me, and that's it. Let's go ahead and get started with the content today. So much to share with you guys. So the first thing I want to do, actually, I feel like I want to first show you what my profile looks like. So how many of you guys actually feel like your profile is just completely magnetic? You feel like somebody could land on your profile today, right now, and know exactly what you do, know exactly how to pay you, and see you as an authority. So I would say, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you think your profile lands when it comes to all of that stuff? People just knowing what you do, people wanting to buy from you, and then also just having like a cohesive look, right? Like having your profile be something that is like sexy and attractive and magnetic, and just wanting people to like want more, right? Okay, so we got some pretty decent numbers here. We got a couple of 7s. We have a 4. Susanna, we are going to work on that today. Yael says an 8. I have to update it. April says, in January I said a 2. Now I'm at a 7 or 8, and I'm feeling really, really good about that. So we got another 4, another 5. All right, so this is perfect, because this is exactly what I'm going to be teaching you guys today. Exactly how to do this, exactly how to update your profile, exactly how to update your presence, so that when people look, they're going to be like, yes, this person is the expert. And let me tell you, that's half the battle, but that's only half the battle, right? Is for people to actually look at you and immediately know that you are the authority in whatever it is that you do. Now, here's the deal. Social media, right? Our social media presence is very important. You know, I think at one time it was like, we have to make sure that our website is perfect. We have to make sure that our sales pages are perfect, or our email is perfect, and all of that stuff. But the reality is 95% of people that are going to buy from you are on social media. So whether they're on your email list or whether they are, looking at your stuff elsewhere, maybe you have a YouTube channel or something else, they're always going to go to your social media and see what's up as well. So if you don't have that in check, it's going to give them an immediate like, I don't know if this person is serious, right? I'm sure that you've seen that before. I know for me, whenever I am introduced to a new business, whether it's an online business or whether it's a business that is local, yes, I go to the website first, but I also always look at their Facebook page, right? I look at their profile. I look at their personal profile if they have a personal profile. I look at their group if they have a group, and if they have a presence on social media, Instagram, all of that stuff. So this is why it's so important, because people are always going to look to that as an extra layer to confirm, is this person legit? Does this person know what they're talking about? Is this person really the real deal? So how to make the profile look great. So for me, this is about personal branding. So how many of you are like a personal brand, or would you consider yourself a personal brand, or are you selling something else? Either way, this is going to be helpful for you, but I'm just curious, are you a personal brand, like you're selling yourself? Like, so for example, I am a personal brand. I am Jenna Faith, AKA Jen Scalia, but my business is built around me, right? So all of my coaching, all of my courses, all of my programs are built around me, okay? So we have personal brand, both, personal brand. Okay, so we're all personal brands here. So now you can see why this is so important, right? It's so important for people to look and see exactly what we're going to do. So actually what I'm going to do is do a screenshot, or a screen share, I should say, of what my profile looks like. And then I'm going to share with you guys exactly what you can do today to make your profile like turned up, like, and even if you're at the 7 and 8, like, let's get it to a 10, right? So that people automatically are looking and they're like, yes, I want to be around this person. This person knows what they're talking about, okay? So let me see. It says internet is unstable, but hopefully that won't last long. And JC says I'm products, but I'm pivoting. Okay. Rochelle says I'm just starting to build a personal brand. All right, I'm going to share my screen here, guys. So let me know if you can see that. All right. Can you see trust? Yes, I trust. Oh, you guys just saw my password. All right, guys. So can you guys see my screen there? Okay, perfect. Hopefully you guys didn't see my password and you're not going to be sharing that with the internet. I'm going to have to make sure that I change that. All right, so if you see here, now I have a little bit of a mistake going on here, because technically up here where my cover photo is here, it should actually fit into that thing on mobile as well as on my profile. So I have to go in and fix that. But as you can see here, what is my this is valuable real estate right here. If somebody's looking at my profile, they are going to look and see, what is this person about? Exposed. What's that? Next level visibility strategies to get seen, known, and paid online, right? This is my program. This is what I'm selling right now. So this is valuable real estate. If you're not using your cover photo right now as valuable real estate to let people know what you do, right, then you're wasting a huge opportunity here. So this can be changed out every month or every time you go to sell a specific product, or it can be a little bit more general. Think of it as like the header on your website, okay? So essentially what I want you to do is to think of your profile as your website. Okay, is this both your brand page and personal page? So right now I'm showing you the personal page because that's where I'm more active, but I do have the same kind of stuff going on my brand page as well. I really only use the brand page for advertising. So I don't do a whole lot there. There is a presence there. We do post content there, but my personal page is the most active. The photo, right? Making sure that the photo is something that grabs people's attention. One of the best things that you can do here as well, let me see if, oops, it went to the wrong thing. It went to my story, which I'm going to share with you guys in a second. But the best thing that you can do actually is to do something like this. This used to be my older profile, where you have a very bright color in the background. So when somebody's scrolling through your profile, or they're even scrolling through the news feed, they're going to see that pop and they're going to say, what's that? Okay, so this part right here at the top is such valuable real estate that you need to be utilizing all of the time. Okay, because people are going to look at your personal profile, whether you want them to or not. And, you know, this is something that I struggled with. This is something that a lot of my clients struggle with, is they don't want to use their personal profile, but either way, people are going to be looking. So I'll talk a little bit more about how to sell online, how to sell in your personal profile. This is also going to be relevant if you have a group. So how many of you guys have a Facebook group for your business? Same thing in your Facebook group. There's a cover photo that you're going to want to make sure is updated and switched out for everything that you are selling or your current promotion. So again, valuable real estate. Don't let this go to waste, right? So if somebody maybe sees you in another group, or if somebody sees you on somebody's thread, they're going to look and be like, oh, Keisha, let me see what Keisha's all about, right? What are they going to do? They're going to click on your name. Your name is going to take them to your personal profile. So if somebody's interested in you, if you're maybe giving good content or you're giving good value in a Facebook group, you want to make sure that this stuff is all cohesive, okay? You've got the thing that you're selling. People know how to contact you. Your bio right here is also super, super important. What do you actually do? If somebody pops onto your page, does your profile bio tell people what you do? So mine is very specific: best-selling author, visibility strategist, and mindset maven for entrepreneurs who want more. Okay, so you only have a little bit of space there, but don't make it something that's like just a quote, right? Like, we don't just want to put a quote. We want to make sure that people are looking and they know exactly what we do. And then here in the next section is where I feel like a lot of people mess up. Okay, what is the thing is, we don't want to junk up the page. A lot of people junk up their profile page and it gets confusing for people on the outside that are looking. Okay, so like I said, I want you to treat your profile page as if it is your website. This is what people are going to. They're going to look here. Would you like, I'll get into the content in a second, but just think about when you're posting your content, is this something that you actually want to share with the world about your business? Okay, so again, in this section here where my info is, it's very clear: visibility strategist at Jen Scalia. You can click right on Jen Scalia and that'll take you to my business page. My Instagram is there, my website link is there, everything's there. Now guys, here is my next secret, okay? The next secret is, look, more real estate here. This is what is called your featured photo. How many people are using the featured photo section of their profile? Did you guys even know that you could do this? I'm gonna actually just, while I'm waiting for your comments to come through, I'm gonna check my stream here and make sure that we are still streaming on my personal page. Nope, not using it. Cheryl says, yes, I have to go and check. I haven't updated it in a long time. So this is something that, I mean, it's so crucial for people to be able to, again, know what is your current thing that you're doing. So after this masterclass, I'm going to switch this out, obviously, right? You can have multiple photos here. So some people you can have up to 9 photos here. And so some people will do like a little collage that maybe has like all of their different programs or tells a story about them, something like that. But don't just let it be the random photos, right? Because Facebook will put random photos in there. For me, I like to have this big area. So I delete all of the other featured photos and just have one featured photo that is the thing that I'm promoting at the moment, which is this masterclass. My son's texting me. So that's another really important thing. Again, somebody's going to go to your website, well, your Facebook profile that you are now treating as a website, and they're going to say, okay, is this cohesive? Look at this. Dark, pink, green, it's all cohesive, right? So that's the other thing, is we want to make sure that our brand is sexy, right? And maybe sexy doesn't resonate with you, but cohesive. It looks good. You can use this for your business page as well, yes. So I would do this across the board. If you have a Facebook group, you're going to want to do this in your Facebook group. If you have a business page, which you all should have a business page, you're going to do this on your business page as well. If you want to do your personal profile, same thing as well. Okay. So it's very clear what I do, guys, right? If somebody brand new had no idea who I was, right? They're going to look and they're going to say, okay, I know exactly what this person does. And that's what we want to do, because we don't want to satisfy and do things for the people who already know us, because the people who already know us love us and trust us, and we don't need to impress them. What we need to do is create an image and create a brand that people who have no idea who we are can go onto our website, can go onto our page and say, I know exactly what this person does. Not only do I know exactly what this person does, but I get the vibe. Like, I get who she is. I get it, right? And so we want to create this like cohesiveness with not only our brand as far as the pictures and the cover photos and the real estate that we're using, but also in what we're posting. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit more so that you guys can see. Oh, look, there's Masterclass. Cool. And people are commenting on there as well, but I'm not answering those comments right now. So sorry, guys that are watching me on Facebook. I will answer those comments a little bit later. Okay. So here now people know I mean business, right? So somebody's going to come to my page. Wow, she's doing a masterclass. Very cool. She knows what she's doing. Look at my shirt. My shirt matches as well, right? Everything's on brand. Do you see that? Even the green wall behind me, on brand, right? So we want to make sure that everything is great. Okay, so that's all business, right? Social media fame secrets exposed. Here, it's a little bit about me. I'm telling people right off the bat, this is who I am. This is my story. This is the vibe, right? This is what you're gonna get when you go to Jen. More here. This is black and white. These are my colors. This is my brand. Here I'm sharing client feedback. Again, like somebody's going to go to my page and be like, oh my gosh, she helped her client do this. How awesome is that? Social proof. More black and white. This is, again, on brand consistency. Okay, so I'm not going to go through my whole profile, but I just want you guys to see how everything is very cohesive. There's a very clear picture of not just what I do, but also who I am. And I'm also sharing with people, what my clients are doing, right? I'm building hype here. Here on this one, it says the branding for my masterclass or my program is fire, right? So I posted that on Tuesday at 12 o'clock, got all these comments, all these likes. And then on Tuesday at night, I posted the actual branding. So there's just so much here, if you guys can just see, that is very much telling about who I am, what I am, sharing stories, but also sharing my business. Does your profile look similar to this? That's what I would like to know. And so let's go to Instagram too. Have you ever gotten into FB jail using your personal page? Nope, never, and nor do I know anybody who has gone to Facebook jail for using their personal page. I know that in Facebook terms and conditions, there is a rule that you should not use your personal profile. And so what I do is, like I just showed you, you don't just scroll on my page and see all business stuff. So it's not like Ray-Bans for sale, right? And like everything is not, this is for sale, this is for sale, this is for sale. That's not how I do it. And I'm going to share actually with you guys in a little bit, like what you should actually be posting. Okay. So it's, I'm sharing stories. I'm sharing selfies. I'm sharing things about me. And then every once in a while, I'm putting things about my business in there. And I'm sure that you guys could see that there's a rotation. There's, some quotes, there's some selfies, there's some stories, there's some promo posts, there's some images about what I post. So it's not like a straight up, like, you don't go to my page and feel spammy, right? Like, you're not going to my page like, oh my God, all this person does is sell, because I don't, right? Same thing here with the Instagram profile. Very, very clear what I do. I have the bright colored image here in my profile. I'm using the featured photos here as well that are just all on brand. If you look at my profile, everything's on brand. Everything has a cohesive feel. People can come to this, know exactly what I'm about. They can see what I'm doing, who I am. Do they like me? And that's essentially what we want to do. We want to create a persona that is magnetic. We want to create a persona where people are like, I like this person. Tell me more. I want to learn from this person. I think this person's amazing. I think this person knows their stuff. So there's a balance there of, does this person know their shit, right? And do I like this person? Those are the two things that you really want to convey with your online presence. So I'll just go through my stories really quickly. These two are a little off brand because this is what I was doing with my son last night during Easter. But if you look at everything else, you got the colors, the black and white, the bright photos of myself. Everything is very on brand with the pink and the black. It's, people know, people are seeing my face here, right? So it's not just a bunch of words. They're seeing my face. They're like, yes, I like this person. I'm using, you know, things to promote my free things, my paid things. And that's it, guys. So let me stop the share here so you guys don't see the rest of my phone. But this is, you know, this is the first part, right? Making the profile actually desirable, making the profile so that when somebody goes to it, they know exactly what you do and exactly who you are. That is the basis of everything that we're going to do with our social media profile. Let me turn that off. Okay, so I'm looking at my notes here just to make sure that we are covering everything as well. So what do you guys think about this so far? What do you guys think about these changes that you can literally make to your website immediately? And then we're going to go into what to actually post on your page, because I see so much wrong, so much wrong that people are doing when they're actually posting online, right? And so I'm going to share with you exactly like what you should be posting, the rotation of what you should be posting, how how much you should be posting daily, when you should be posting, right? So you can't hear me. Melissa can't hear me. All right, is my sound okay? Before I go on, guys, tell me if my sound is okay. I want to make sure that we are good there before I continue. Lisa says, I'm excited to do it, and I find these little things always take a lot of time, even though it seems quite simple. But only it's going to take a lot of time if you continue to believe that. So I'm of the mindset of whatever we believe is what we get. So if we think it's going to be hard, if we think it's going to take time, it's going to be hard and it's going to take time. If we feel like, wow, these are super easy tweaks that I could literally apply in my business today, like literally right now while I'm on this masterclass, then I do that, right? So yes, that's the other thing with me is you don't just get the strategies, you don't just get the like, this is how you do it, but you actually get like, okay, who do I need to be in order to do it? So now I'm going to go into the content. So what do you actually post? How do you actually keep people interested? How do you actually keep people engaged? How do you get people to, I mean, if we look back at my page, and you guys can look at this later, I mean, dozens and dozens of comments and likes on all of my posts. There's some posts that go a little like what I call viral, and they'll get like 100 comments, 190, you know, on my last one. And here's the trick, like the posts for me that get the most the most interaction, the most engagement, the most comments, the most likes are the posts where I'm just sharing my story. The post where I am being vulnerable, I'm being real, I'm being raw, and I'm just like, hey, I'm Jen, you know, this is what I do. And yes, I'm professional to some degree. And I'm very knowledgeable about what I do, and my clients get results, but I'm also a human. I'm also a human. And I think that a lot of people make this mistake on social media. I believe that there is a fine line. So you're either going to have the people who are super professional, super buttoned up, super everything's on point, beautiful, perfect, which also ends up being a roadblock, because some people get so tied up into the perfection that they don't post, that they don't share things because it's not good enough. Right? So that's way over to the left. So you've got those people over there who are, you know, all about, it has to be perfect. It has to be this. Everything is like very textbook, you know, this is how you do this. This is all the content that I'm giving. This is how great it is, but they never share who they are. Right? So it's like, yeah, great. I get that you know what you're talking about. I get that you're very knowledgeable in what you do, but I have no clue who you are. Right? And if people don't like us, they're not going to buy from us. If people can't feel like we're a human, that we get them, they will not buy from us. Okay, so this is very, very important. Then the other side of the coin, which I see is another huge mistake, is people that use their profile as a free for all. I don't know about you, but I'm in business. I have an online business. This is what I do for a living. I have social media so that I can promote my business. Okay, bottom line. If I didn't have this business where I'm online all the time, I wouldn't be on social media nearly as much, right? I'm on here because this is how I run my business. This is the front end of how I get people to eventually buy from me. And so like people that use it as a free for all that are posting like all kinds of stuff and sharing like memes and sharing links and sharing like it's like 15, 10 posts a day and they're nothing is relevant to what they're doing, right? So be very conscious and be very intentional about what am I going to post today that is going to either right give tons of value, give massive value to my audience, let people know what I'm about, what I'm doing, adding value, or sharing some story that people can connect with, right? Like people can relate to me because they're going to get this. I tend to like the combination of both, right? Just like I showed you in my profile, it's some of it was all business, right? And then some of it was a selfie with a story, right? Connecting with people. So you want to have a nice mix of all of that so that people come to you and you're well-rounded and you're not just like loosey-goosey posting everything that doesn't even have anything to do with your business. And then you're also not like an encyclopedia, right? Where you're just posting, this is this is that, this is this, because that gets really boring too. And to me, what that is, okay, you're just regurgitating information that you have learned from someone else. I'm just going to look at the comments here because I see on your page. All right. All right, cool. So like I was saying, when I do these personal posts, when I do these things where I'm actually being vulnerable, I am sharing the stories, those are the ones that get the most likes, right? So there's got to be a way to like marry them together, right? So I will talk about here's a personal story, here's where I'm being vulnerable, and here's how it applies to who I am as a business owner. So we always want to make sure to wrap that in, right? So if you, let's say you're a mom, right? Or yeah, you're a mom, right? I'm a mom. I don't post that many pictures of my son anymore, only because he doesn't let me take photos of him. But when he was younger, I would take photos with him and then create a really nice caption or a really nice post to go with it that made sense for my business. So I remember one post in particular where I had a picture of me and my son, and the post title was everything I do is for my soul and for my son. And I wrote this beautiful post, really letting people into my heart and my soul and what I'm about. And so it gave this, like presence, like people just knew like this is who Jen is. She's really passionate about her son. She's really passionate about her work. And that, maybe or maybe not led to a direct sale, but it led to somebody, probably multiple people, liking me, right? Liking me enough to want to continue to follow me. And so don't junk up your page. If you're one of those people who junks up your page, telling you right now, stop. Because people are going to go to your page and they're not going to scroll through 800 posts. They're probably going to scroll through like 10 or 12. So if you scroll through your page right now and you're looking at your first 10 things, you want to make sure that they're relevant and that they make sense, right? Let's see. I have a couple questions over there, but I'm going to answer the questions a little bit later. I think that was Yvette. Okay, so I'll go to those questions a little bit later. So is this making sense for you guys? How and what you should post on your page? Be very intentional. You want to have a mix of stories, photos, live streams, value posts, vulnerable posts. I like to do the combination, and I'll tell you why I like to do the combination. So as you can see, there was a couple things where I did the black background and it was just a quote or just one sentence. And the reason why I do that is because those things tend to get a lot of comments and a lot of likes. It's simple. Somebody doesn't have to read, 500 words to get what I'm saying. It's very simple, and people will read the quote and they're like, I agree. Like, I agree, comment, I agree, share. Right? So I like to do those because they get a lot of play. And what happens is there's this thing called the Facebook algorithm, which I'm sure many people have heard of, and many people have blamed, parts of their business not doing as good because of the algorithm. And here's what I think. I think that your energy speaks way more volume than your algorithm, but there is a little bit of the strategy there, right? So for me, it's like posting the quote and then lots of people like that, which means Facebook's like, oh, people like Jen's stuff. People are commenting on Jen's stuff. People are liking Jen's stuff. Let me show that person Jen's stuff again, right? So if you have a quote or a selfie or something that you know is going to get a lot of feedback, a lot of play, a lot of engagement, you want to post that, and then your next post should be something about your business. Whether it's just an announcement of your new program, whether it's sharing a story about a client, sharing a screenshot of a social thing. And then what that's going to do is that it's going to boost the engagement on that post, which normally those posts get less engagement, but it's going to boost the engagement because everybody who liked your post before, whether it was a selfie or a quote, is now also going to see that. So there's another little hack / secret for you as well. This is why it's so important to have this rotation, right? And a balance of like, here's what I'm posting. I'm not posting 800 word, long stories every single post. I'm not just doing random quotes every single post. I'm not just doing a selfie every post. I'm mixing and matching. I'm doing multiple things at once so that people can get this feel and this vibe of what's going on. And so I hope that makes sense for you guys. I'm going to look to see here what the comments are. Okay, you guys can hear me. You need to implement ASAP. All right, guys. So what do you guys think about this, about the content? And do you have any questions about what you should be posting on your feed? So let me see here. Oh, another little hack I'm going to give you guys as well is when someone does comment on your stuff, make sure you acknowledge them and comment back. Not only is this good to build up a relationship and to build up nurturing, but it's also very good for the algorithm as well. So the algorithm will oh, there's 10 comments, but if you reply to all of those 10 comments, now there's 20 comments. Now Facebook thinks this thing is something that people want to know about, and it's going to show to more people. How often should we be posting? Okay, so this is a great question. So I would say it's a minimum of once a day. Like that's bare minimum. If you're somebody who doesn't want to be on social media 24/7, then bare minimum is once a day on all platforms. So if you're using Instagram, post on Instagram. If you're using a Facebook group, post on the Facebook group, post on your personal profile. That's a bare minimum. I do more than that, right? Because I want to consistently stay on somebody's mind, right? And here's the way that I like to describe this, and the reason why you should be posting more often than not is if somebody wants what you have. Let's say you're a health and fitness coach and somebody starts following you and they're like, okay, I like this person, or, maybe it's not even that at that point. Maybe they don't like you yet. Maybe they're just like, oh, I found this opt-in, or I heard that so-and-so does health and fitness coaching, and they sign up for your list or they start following you on social media. Do you honestly think that you're the only person that they're going to follow in that category, right? They're probably following many other health and wellness coaches, right? Same thing for like relationship coaching or business coaching. People aren't just finding one person to, to follow and nobody else. They're following multiple people. So in order to stay on top of mind, you want to post pretty often, okay? And this could absolutely, I am all about repurposing. So you can have something that, like what we do is we'll post on my personal page, and then my VA will take that, and the next day she posted in my group, and the next day after that, she'll post it on my page. So we're repurposing content. You don't necessarily have to create brand new content all the time. You could take part of a blog post and use that as a Facebook post. You could take a live stream like this, transcribe that, use it as a blog post or a social media post. There's so many things that you can do. We're not going to get into that in today's masterclass, but you don't have to start over, and you don't have to like always reinvent the wheel with your content. You can absolutely recreate or repurpose the content that you have. Okay, Adriana says, honestly, what is the percentage of people who follow you that participate in your polls, see your story and comment and really engage with your account? I think that I'm struggling with engagement, but it might just be my perception. So the engagement anywhere on any platform, whether it is going to be your Facebook, your, Facebook page, your Instagram, even your email list, you're never going to get 100% of people that are going to see your stuff, right? But all of the things that I'm teaching you today are going to increase the chances of that percentage being higher, right? So, it depends, right? I mean, you saw that some of my posts get, dozens of likes and comments. So the one I just posted got almost 200 likes and like 150 comments. So many people are seeing that. But here's the thing with that engagement doesn't necessarily lead to sales. Meaning, just because people aren't engaging with you, just because they're not commenting on your post, doesn't mean that they're not seeing it, and doesn't mean that they're not interested. The people that, buy my stuff, the people that sign up for my high-end programs, my programs that are thousands of dollars, the people that sign up as my one-on-one clients, a lot of times I'm like, I don't even know who this person is, because they're not necessarily engaging with my content, right? So that's one thing that we have to separate, right? Is the engagement is good. And I'm going to tell you, obviously, how to separate those two things, but how to leverage what you are putting out there. Okay. How to leverage what people are actually seeing about you, because people are watching. Even if you're just starting, even if you're just beginning, even if you feel like, man, only 20 people saw my Instagram story, or, I only got 5 likes. Well, that's 20 people that saw it, right? That's 5 people that liked it. And if you're consistent, and if you are someone who just keeps on going, you're going to see those numbers increase over time. What happens is that people get discouraged and they're like, this isn't working, and so I'm going to stop doing it, right? And we don't give it a lot of time, right, in order for that to happen. So I started at 0. My list started at 0. My Instagram started at 0. My Facebook page started at, I don't know, maybe 200, but they were all people I went to high school with. My Facebook group started at 0. Everything started at 0. And I had to build that up. I had to create that. And that's actually what I'm going to be sharing with you guys, what we actually do in Exposed. Okay. So social media is the front end. Social media is, and I'm going to talk about how, here's an analogy. Okay. Analogy, that's probably the right word. Okay. So imagine, because this is relevant for me, imagine you are on a dating site. Okay. I'm on a dating app. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with dating apps, but you go on a dating app and you start scrolling, right? You start scrolling, and just like you scroll on Instagram, just like you scroll on Facebook, you scroll and you're like, that's interesting. What catches my eye? And you get to decide, okay, I like this person purely based on the front end, right? Like purely based on only what I'm showing the world, right? Purely based on instant attraction, purely based on looks, right? And then you go and maybe start to have a conversation with this person. You start to have a conversation with this person and you realize they're full of shit. You realize they're BSing, right? Or you realize that they're just surface level and there's no depth, right? So this is kind of the same thing with social media and with actually growing your audience, right? There's the social media is the front end. It's the stuff that you put in the windows. When you go to a store, they're not putting their all of their stuff in the front window. They're putting their best stuff in the front window. They're making it fancy. They're making it beautiful. What that does, that entices somebody to come into the store, right? And so we got to put our best foot forward, looking at social media as like, this is the window, right? Like this is the first thing that people are seeing. This is the first line of defense. People are going to come and they're going to say, I like this. I don't like this. This person knows what they're talking about, or this person's full of crap, right? So that's the first line of defense. But then the back end and all the stuff that's happening behind is like, okay, do you actually have really good stuff in your store? Is it within my budget? Does it make sense for me? Do I want this thing? Do I need this thing? Is this thing actually of value? Is there actually substance here? Or is this just a pretty facade? Do you guys get that? So I like making those correlations to actually things that are happening in real life, right? So the social media for me this is the front end. This is just what people are seeing, but this is so important. Because if they don't get past this part, then they're never going to get to the good part, right? They're never going to get to experience your coaching or whatever it is that you do or whatever it is that you sell if they can't get past the front part. right? If they're not walking by your store and looking at your window and seeing things that they kind of like, they're not going to enter the store. Does that make sense? Rahimi says, I get the window display. So would you say build more content before you start posting? Oh no, you can start posting right away. You don't need to build anything before you start posting. Just start posting in the sequence that I said. You're going to want to do the combination of the different things. You don't have to wait. That's the great thing about social media. And social media is free. It's free. We get to do this stuff for free. We get to utilize and leverage these platforms. And here's the thing. People are on social media right now. I mean, people have always been on social media, but the realization is like people are really, really on social media right now because they're all stuck home, right? And so here's what's going to happen, or here's what actually is happening right now, is that you have to stand out. If you don't stand out, people are going to scroll right by. They're not even going to give it a second chance. They're not even going to give it a second look. You have to not only have your profile look good for when somebody goes to your profile, but you also have to have that engaging content, that scroll stopping content, right? So whether that's putting the big headlines in your posts like I do, whether that's using specific brand colors so people know, oh, that's Jen, right? That pink and black, that's Jen. The black and white post, the black and white quotes, that's Jen, right? Like that's what you want to create. You want to create something that when people are scrolling, they want to stop. Because how many times do you scroll and you just go right by certain things, right? It's just like, this is not even relevant. This does not even make sense, right? Would you say build more? Oh, I already read that. JC says, sometimes you get tons of interaction and that doesn't convert and vice versa. 1,000%. But people get so discouraged with posting their like promotions, whether it's a free promotion or a paid promotion, thinking like, oh my God, I didn't get any likes, didn't get any, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're not doing it for likes. You're doing it because you are trying to represent who you are as a brand, right? So if we can get out of our heads about it's got to have X amount of likes, it's got to have this, it's got to have that, and just really follow, this is the brand, this is who I want people to see. And think about also like, you know, brand new people. Like I said, there's so many more people who have no idea who you are than there are people who know you, right? And so often we get put in this trap of like trying to impress the people who already know us, and we don't need to do that. We need to be creating the content and creating the brand and creating the image for the people who don't know who we are. So I want to talk a little bit about like some next level things that doing this to your profile is going to help. And then I want to answer some Q&As. I'm going to give away, or I'm going to talk about the free thing that you guys are getting. Remember, if you want to be put in a drawing for the one-on-one coaching session with me, take a screenshot. I don't know if you're watching this on Zoom, take a picture. If you're on your phone, take a screenshot, share it on your Instagram with Meant for Millions, and you'll be put in a draw to win a one-on-one session with me. Let's see, Rita says the window display analogy makes more sense than anything I've heard. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, right? But you wouldn't walk into the store if it had like ugly clothes, right? Or ugly furniture, or ugly whatever. You'd be like, nah, don't want that. Not interested. Even if maybe on the inside there was some really, really good stuff. If the outside display was not good, you're going to pass right by it. You're going to walk right by. So the other thing is, you know, for me, how I really was able to leverage my business and leverage my social media and leverage my profile was with next level connections. So I'm talking about, you know, not just potential clients, not just potential people who would follow me or sign up for my free things or eventually sign up for my paid things, but I also needed to look the part for people that I wanted to associate with, people that I wanted to connect with, people that I wanted to collaborate with. So, you know, my mentors, people who I looked up to, people who I was inspired by, people that I may want to, you know, peers that I would want to have a connection with, right? I mean, if somebody came to me and was like, hey, Jen, I think that we could have a really great collaboration. Well, I'm thinking about doing this, or I'm thinking about doing that. Or when people come to me and they say, I want you to be on my telesummit, I want you to be on my, you know, interview series, you better believe I'm looking at their profile to see what's going on, right? Is this brand cohesive? Is this person for real? Is this person of substance? Is this person, like, does it make sense for me to associate myself with this person, right? And so if we don't have that, like, you know, we're very, we have to be very protective of our brands and very discerning of our brands, or else they're going to be tarnished. They're going to be tainted. It's just like any other business online, right? If we're getting, like, you're a restaurant and you're getting bad reviews, people are going to stop coming, right? If you're, you know, just not showing up, or maybe you're posting a big game and everything's great, and then people go into your restaurant and the food's shitty, people aren't going to come back, right? So we really have to create this not only for potential clients and people that are going to follow us, but also for potential collaborations with people who are ahead of us. Are they going to look at us and be like, yeah, I want to do business with this person. Yes, I want to connect with this person. Yes, I want to collaborate with this person. So one of the things that I did recently was I interviewed 12, I think it was 12 or 13, 7-figure female CEOs, okay, for my podcast. How many of you right now could go to a dozen people who are making 7 figures online and get them to do something for you? It's not paid. It's not tit for tat. You're not giving them something in exchange for it. How many of you could even go to 10 people that are, you know, way above you, that are making, you know, multiple 7 figures, and say, hey, I would love for this to happen, and have them say an easy yes? Not many people, right? And so this is exactly why this is also important. I was able to do that and literally have all of these people immediately say, yes, I want to be a part of this, because they see the presence that I have online. They see the impact that I have with my audience. They see what I'm doing. They see that I'm consistent. They see that I'm cohesive. So it makes them want to associate themselves with me. Let's see, JC says, building the right tribe, you'd rather a handful of followers that are all in than a few who are not. Yes, I agree with that too, right? But at the same time, the more people, the better, because here's the thing, like, there's only a small percentage of people who are going to buy from you. So if you have 100 people and 1% of people buy, which that's what they say the industry standard is, which for me, I think that's kind of bullshit, right? Like, that's kind of low low by my standards, right? What are, you know, 5-6%, that would be better. 10% would be better. But let's just say 100 people, one person is to buy from you out of every 100 people. So if you always only had 100 people, you're not going to get very many more people to buy from you. So increasing our tribe is always makes sense. I always talk about, you know, having my clients not only utilize social media, not only get people to follow them on Facebook, which Facebook profile page, you're limited to 5,000 people anyway, but also getting people on an email list. And this is something that so many people are not doing and haven't done. And I don't get it. I don't understand why people aren't doing this. So those of you that are watching, do you have an email list? Comment and tell me if you have an email list and if you're actively using it. And then I'm just going to go through my notes to make sure that I didn't miss any of the things that I told you I would give you. Louis says yes and no. Lindsay says yes, emailing list, and yes, using it. Cheryl says yes and yes. Lindsay and Cheryl were both my clients, and Keisha. So they know, right? Email list. We've got to build the email list too. We've got to build an entire network. We've got to build an entire ecosystem, which is what I actually go through in Exposed. So let me just make sure. We talked about the social media. We talked about the branding, how to make your profile irresistible, how to stay consistent. Does anybody have a problem being consistent? Or does anybody have a problem with being annoying to their ideal clients, or thinking that they're going to be annoying if they're posting more and more? Let's see. Yes, all about the email list. So anybody have an issue or a problem with posting consistently, whether it's an internal thing, like you can't post consistently, or whether it's a thing where it's just like, I don't want to be annoying. That's a mindset thing. Let me see. Talked about the social media faux pas. Remember, don't junk up your stuff, please, please, please. Melissa says, I've always thought of my personal page as my place to post things not related to weight loss. So yes, you can do that. So you have a group, but what your personal page is doing, Melissa, is it is showing people who you are, right? So somebody can be in your group, or they're following your Facebook page. But then when they go to your profile, they still know what you're about, right? They still get that vibe. They get the Melissa vibe. They get that badass vibe. So that's perfect. JC says, sometimes I worry about showing up too much, and I'm learning about the importance of showing up and being more visible. Well, and in addition to that is you have to be more visible because the algorithm. So not everybody's seeing your post. So you think that every single time you post, 100% of people are seeing it? No, they're not. Only a small percentage of people are seeing it. So that's what we have to remember as well. It's like every time we post, it may be, we don't know how the profile works or how the algorithm works. So every time we post, it might be a different set of people that are seeing our stuff. So that's why it's so important, right? Because you might post 4 times a day, but one person on the other side might have only seen 1 or 2, so that's why we have to make sure that we are posting consistently, because not everyone is seeing our post all the time. You have to remember that, okay? It's not like Facebook is not like it was 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago where you would post something and every single person that you're friends with would see it. It's not like that anymore. Even in a Facebook group, your entire Facebook group isn't seeing it. On your Facebook page, not everybody's seeing it. It's pay to play, right? Cheryl says, I will begin to post more. Lewis says, the problem is when I used to do this, I had no views. Well, were you posting things that were relevant to your business, relevant to the people who you were in front of, right? Because that's the other piece of it. It's like we can have all of these things going on, but if we're having all these things going on, but not in front of the right audience, we're in trouble, right? Or if we have the right audience, but we're not posting consistently and we're not posting the stuff, we're in trouble. You need both, right? It's that social media, it's having that brand, but making sure that brand and those offers and all of that stuff is getting in front of the right people. Being consistent, right? You did 1 live stream and nobody saw it, and so you decided to stop and give up. Like I said, we all start at 0. Evan says, I used to post every single day a couple of years ago, so I understand what you were saying. I've just returned to Facebook. Yes, and so now it's like, it's even more, right? I post once a day on brand and personal stuff. Perfect, Adriana. What do you recommend with using hashtags? Hashtags would only be relevant on certain platforms. So hashtags relevant on Instagram for sure, and Twitter, if anybody uses Twitter. But when I use hashtags on Facebook, because I do use hashtags on Facebook, it's not to get more views. For me, when I use hashtags on Facebook, it's a branding thing. So if you see a lot of the posts that I've just most recently posted, they have the hashtag exposed because that's the program that I'm selling right now. So, without saying, hey, my new program is exposed, I am like dropping little hints of like, here's the thing, hashtag exposed, right? So I'll do things like that, but it's not to get more views on Facebook. It's for brand recognition and program recognition. Andrea says I'm in trouble. Well, no, you're not, Andrea, because you're working with me, so you're not in trouble. We're going to get you out of that. Okay, so let me see. Is there anything else here that I missed? Can I use social media? Impact, magnetism, next level client connections. Yeah, because here's the thing. Actually, one of the things that I wrote down here at the bottom, I don't know if you guys can see it. It says authenticity meter / bullshit radar. Okay, you guys can't see it because it's flipped, but people are very smart nowadays. Okay, people are very, very smart. So they are, they're looking at your shit and they can tell. They can tell if you're being real. They can tell if you're being truthful. They can tell if you're bullshitting them. They can tell. Okay, so that's one thing. And I'm sure that you noticed that as well. Like you can get to somebody's profile and be like, this feels real. It doesn't feel real. It feels fake. It feels contrived. So there's that whole other part. All right. So here's the thing, guys. Let me see. Adriana says, I found that on IG, I get better reach than on Facebook. My Facebook, which is linked to my IG, is almost death. So then focus on Instagram. So I'm giving the examples for Facebook because I primarily use Facebook, but all of this stuff is transferred to any platform. Any platform. So Instagram, same thing. You're going to want to do the rotation of the posts. You're going to want to share some vulnerable things, some story things, some quotes, some value posts. You're going to want to be very consistent there. You're going to want to be on brand there. So it doesn't matter if it's your Facebook group, your Facebook profile, or your Instagram. All the same things that I just shared with you apply. Let me see if there's any other questions. Rita says, I don't want to be annoying or sound preachy, but I also don't show up consistently. And people, yeah, they notice that. They absolutely notice that. Gia says, mine's a time thing. I have loads of content, but don't want to reinvent the wheel, but need to chop my info up. This is why you need a VA. If you're going to be a CEO of your business, making multiple 6 figures, making 7 figures, that's the kind of stuff you don't do on your own. That's the kind of stuff you hire somebody for 20 bucks an hour or 30 bucks an hour and you say, hey, here's all this content that I have. Can you turn this into posts? Can you turn this into an image quote? Can you turn this into something that I can use on social media? So time isn't an excuse. You want to outsource stuff like that if you don't have time to do it. JC says, yes, you have to be authentic. Audra says, I'm restarting my business after 3 years and I was very new with a small list. Do you recommend that I reach out to the old list or start fresh? I think that there may be a subset of those people who want that may want your new thing. So what I recommend for people who have not used their list, I get this a lot, right? For people who have not used their list, be authentic, right? Be real. Send an email to your list and say, here's what's going on. I haven't emailed you in X amount of time and here's why. Here's what's going on with my business. Here's where I'm at. You can either choose to continue to follow me. I'm going to start posting more stuff, consistently. Or if you'd like to unsubscribe, you can unsubscribe. So again, just being real, being human, being vulnerable is going to get you where you want to be. So now, guys, I have given you so much stuff, right? So much stuff that you could literally take right now to improve your online presence, to improve your profile, to improve your brand, to improve how you show up. Consistency is something that you're going to have to work on if that's an issue for you. And I'm sure you're feeling really good right now. I'm sure you're like, oh my God, I'm so ready to do this. And I'm ready to take all of this stuff and apply it. But here's the thing. No amount of doing will make up for your energetics, right? So just like I said, this authenticity meter, people feel it, right? So you can have all the strategies in the world. You can have the best branding in the world. You can have all of this content. You can have it all laid out perfectly. But if you're not actually the person, right? If you're not actually being that person and embodying that person, it won't work. And the thing is, like, the first part of anything is following directions. So if you guys can a little bit follow directions on everything that I just shared with you today, you're going to make some improvements, right? You will make some improvements, but there's a second part to this. And I love just coming on and teaching you guys all of the stuff. I love coming on and teaching you about the strategies. I love coming on and teaching you about the social media and things that you can literally do right now today. But I also know that this is just a small part. It's just a little bitty piece, which is why I don't mind giving it away for free. There are people who will charge thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars for the information that I just gave you, right? And they can. But I choose to give it for free because I know that there's another layer to this. I know that there is a piece for this. Are you sending the PDF? I don't know what PDF you're talking about, but I will be giving the free gift in a little bit. Yes. So Exposed. I've been talking about it throughout this whole masterclass. What Exposed is going to do is going to take everything that you just learned today and take it to the next level. It literally has everything you need to not only create that brand online, but be able to leverage it into clients, into cash, into opportunities, into collaborations, into, all kinds of opportunities in your business. So here's the thing. We need to be able to do other things besides social media. This is just the forefront. Remember, this is just a window. People are going to look in the window and they're going to decide, do I want this or don't I? Right? And then once they get inside, what are they going to find? So in Exposed, I share with you all of my visibility secrets, all of my next level visibility secrets, how to tap into other people's networks to build their own. So for me, when I built my first I think my first 3,000 people were pure organic social media, pure organic social media. And then things changed, right? Because this was back in 2015, 2016, things changed. And I was like, oh shit. Okay, this doesn't work anymore, right? Like posting in people's Facebook groups, other people's Facebook groups, doesn't work anymore, right? So I had to find other ways. And the best way was to organically leverage somebody else's audience to build my own. And this is exactly the things that I'm going to be sharing with you guys in Exposed. It's going to be the mindset of being visible, the mindset of being consistent, the strategies of how to actually leverage your social media in other ways, how to call in people with power, how to call in people who, you know, want to do business with you, whether it's as a client or whether it's as a collaborator. So the Exposed, I feel like there's so much I want to tell you about it, right? But I feel like if you got something out of today's class and you know that there's like that next level, Exposed is that next level. And I can share the link with you. So if you're someone who needs the nitty gritty details, but if you're someone who's like, I am so ready to get this kind of visibility, I am so ready to be seen as an authority in my business, to be able to get clients effortlessly, to be able to get people literally in my inbox, like, how can I pay you? Because that's my life, right? And it wasn't always that way. I'll tell you that. Like, it wasn't always that way. I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn all these things. I'm giving you guys the shortcut. Who to be, how to be, and what to do. You get it all in Exposed. This is next level stuff. Taking everything that I just gave you for free and being able to like put fuel on that and have that skyrocket your business. So, you know, we actually start on Friday. So we got a little bit of time before we start, but what I'm calling the early chick special because of Easter. So the early chick ends tonight at midnight. So those of you who have seen me talk about it, maybe you're brand new, have no idea what I'm talking about, Exposed is the next level to everything that you just learned today. It's on early chick right now, $777, and then it's going up to regular price tomorrow or tonight at midnight, $999. We're gonna work together to increase your visibility with the strategies, but also with the mindset. You're gonna get all of it. Melissa says, I met you through Tara B's Copy Mastermind. I just remembered that. I remember. Sorry, I needed some water because I've been talking a lot, but look at my cool water bottle. It's got these crystals in it. Ooh, okay. So Exposed, I would love for you guys to join. Jessica's going to drop the link in there for you so that you can get all the nitty gritty details. But like I said, this is the mindset, the strategy, the mechanics. You're going to learn ways to blow up your audience that you've never heard before. Right? Because people that teach you social media only teach you the front end. They only teach you the social media. They don't teach you these ways to like actually turn these relationships into sales. Actually how to turn this engagement or the non-engagement like we talked about into customers. How to get people to like be magnetized to us so that they want to buy our shit, because that's all what all of us want, right? Let's see. Thank you. I need to keep going and working towards a transition I'm trying to make. I've got to be intentional about it and make the move already. I want to move out of product-based business and more into service-based business. Yes, JC. So JC, I remember you. You took one of my programs about a year ago. And a year ago, you wanted to do the same thing. So this is where the accountability comes in. This is where it's so important to have someone who's already been there guide you on how to get there. So I don't know if, okay, she posted a little link there. Thank you, thank you. I'm actually gonna post it in the Zoom as well. So you can just go to jenscalia.com Exposed and get all those details. The early check ends tonight. So if you're like, I want this and I wanna save money, join us tonight. Pre-work drops tomorrow. We start officially on Friday. I'm gonna also drop a link in here, guys, for those of you that have stayed with me the whole time. You're going to get, Adriana, it's just jenscalia.com/exposed. How long is the program for? So it will run, there's about 2 weeks of content and 2 weeks of implementation. So the way that I like to run my programs is to get you all of the details, get you all of the nitty gritty, get you all of the training that you need up front so that you can start using it and get a quick ROI, and then additional implementation and coaching on the back end of that. So you're going to get a lot up front, and then you're going to get an additional time with me where I'm coaching you through the content and helping you actually implement it. jenscalia.com/exposed. Okay, so those of you that stayed with me, I'm going to, do I want to post the comment here? Jess, should I post a comment? I hope you're watching. So the whole thing is that I wanted people who just participated and just showed up live to get access to the free gift that I said that I was going to give you guys. And remember, guys, you still have time to enter the one-on-one drawing. If you want to win a one-on-one session with me that's valued at $1,000, all you have to do is take a screenshot or take a picture of the this masterclass, tag me at Men for Millions in Instagram, and this is the kind of stuff I'll be sharing with you guys. How to do that, why I'm doing that, how to leverage it, how to grow your audience using other people's audiences, how to tap into people with power, how to literally I've had my mentors ask me to be on their stages. I've had my mentors ask me to come to private retreats with them. I have become friends with all of my mentors. Another secret that I'm going to be sharing with you guys in Exposed is how to get that and how to leverage somebody else's power, right? Somebody else's already audience. Like when, one of my mentors asked me to come and speak on stage in front of 200 of my ideal clients. It was like a groundbreaking moment for me, right? And I would not have been able to do it with all of these strategies. Like I would not have been able to do it just by having a pretty profile, right? There's so much more that goes beyond the scenes, or behind the scenes. And it is that. Christine says, no, you should say it, not post it. Okay, so Jessica, don't post the link. Don't post the link to the free thing. We're just gonna say it. And so that way people who are watching the replay or people who are watching it later, they have to watch the whole thing. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Thank you, Christine Lucan. Okay, so if you guys want the free gift, then the free gift is my cash injection sequence. And it's funny because I actually just did this live with my coaching clients. So obviously it's not live, it's a recording, but it is how to quickly inject cash into your business by leveraging your current assets and what you already have. So that is jenscalia.com/cash. So I'm actually going to put it on the Zoom link because that's not going to show in the comments. jenscalia.com/cash is for the free gift for those of you who are here live with me for a whole hour and 10 minutes so far. And Exposed is the program, the next level program, the next level visibility strategies to get you seen, known, and paid online. It's the part 2, right? Part 1 is great. You guys are going to be able to utilize that and take that. And if you're the type of person that's like, I can run with this, I'm going to do it, then you're welcome. You can take it and run with it and do it. But those of you that know that I need that next level strategy, I need to go the next step in order to really stake my claim. jenscalia.com/exposed. Early bird ends tonight and pre-work drops tomorrow. We start officially on Friday. All the details that you need are at that link, or if you want to send me a private message, see if this is the right thing for you, you can also do that once I finish the thing here. So let me see. Yes, we're not posting it. Jessica said yes. Thank you. Gia says thank you so much. Let me see what else I have. A couple more here. My biggest takeaway from this is just to show up as me. Absolutely, Andrea. So guys, share what your biggest takeaways are. Share what your biggest takeaways are here for today, and then we will wrap it up. I want to make a comment really quick. I wasn't really looking at how many people were on live on the social media. Christine says all the cool kids will be there. So I agree with that. All the cool kids will be there. And if you're a part of my PNP, if you're a part of my membership, you get it for free. So you can either join Truth or join Exposed. But actually, I almost forgot something. And so the few people that hopped off, you're going to miss this, but you probably weren't going to, do anything anyway. But there is a bonus. So if you sign up today, you're not only going to get the discount, but you're going to get the bonus of the recordings of Truth, which was a program that I did before this that's all about messaging. So you'll get those recordings as a bonus. Or if you're like, Jen, I love all your stuff, I just want to be in everything, I know I'm going to want this program and the next one and the next one, then send me a private message and about my membership purpose and profit. And you get everything for free at such a discounted rate. It's like almost ridiculous. Jen says, I can't wait. I've been waiting for this one. Exposed. Yvette says, this was so awesome. Thank you. You are welcome. Cheryl says, I'm feeling inspired to take action. Adriana says, how to start using the email list. That's my biggest takeaway. So in Exposed, we do get into the nitty gritties of actually building your email list. And, the next program that I have, actually 2 programs after this, we're going to be diving into more about the email list. So got tons of stuff coming for you guys, but it's up to you to take that next step, right? Rochelle says, show up and be consistent. Amazing. And Beth says, you always rock. All right, guys. So I am going to go. I have all kinds of like dings happening here. Marcial says, takeaway, go back and look at how I'm showing up on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, all you have to do is look at your last 10 posts. Look at your last 10 posts and you're going to see what's happening there. So JC says, I want more details on PNP. Audra says, thank you so much. My biggest takeaway is about the email list and keep everything on brand. Yeah, and so here's the other thing is that with the, totally lost my train of thought. Oh, the on brand. So I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I have a filter. So I actually had a filter created on Instagram or on Instagram and on Facebook. I'm not using it now because I'm using Zoom, but that actually adds a pink background to my live streams. So this is also, it's like, it's on brand, right? Like I can take my selfies, I can do my live streams and everything's on brand, but it's so important for that. And let me see if there's any more comments. Christine says, best takeaway, I'm underutilizing my Facebook profile, already fixed a bunch of it. And don't junk it up, guys. That's like the most thing that I can say, like, don't junk it up. Don't, like, if you're going to post 10 times a day, then post 10 times a day where it's relevant, not just a bunch of random shit, because people are going to run into the random shit and think you're not serious. Rahima says, you're so infectious. I love your vibe. Thank you so much. And that's what Exposed is all about. It's not just about the strategies. It's not just about making a pretty profile. It's about being that person that people want to be magnetized to, being that person that people are like, I want to buy your stuff. Angela says, my takeaway is making some adjustments to what I have already been applying. Andrea says, thank you for all that you do and share. Yvette says, takeaway, keep even your personal page on brand. Yes, absolutely, because people are going to look at it. How do you get a filter added? So I had somebody make it for me. It's pretty technical. So I paid somebody to create that for me. Just gain access to your free gift. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Gia. My biggest takeaway was the mindset shift on visibility and showing up more than once. All right. So if there's any more questions, I have a little bit of time if there's any specific questions that you guys have. And then if not, we can wrap it up. And I hope to see a lot of you guys in Exposed. Angela says, I never thought to utilize my Facebook cover photo. That was a huge takeaway. And the featured photo, right? Nessie says, takeaway, invest in yourself. Absolutely. I mean, I talk about that all the time. What link are you looking for, Evans? And I'll make sure you get that. Lois says, thank you so much for sharing. You are magnetic and we'll apply what you showed us. You're absolutely welcome. The free gift is jenscalia.com/cash, CASH. All right, so any other questions, any other takeaways, anything else? How do you plan your posts? I don't. And I don't teach my clients to do that either. Because all of the comments that you guys are putting here about the vibe and being infectious and loving your energy, that doesn't come pre-planned. That just comes by being me. That just comes by taking the thought and the thing that I want to share and the vulnerability and the story and sharing it in that moment, or at least writing it in that moment. So I don't pre-plan my post. I know that there are people who do, and that works for them. For me, it does not work because of this. I don't think that you would get the same, like, just imagine if this was a recorded training. If this was a recording training, you probably would have left probably halfway through. you wouldn't have been on here 77 minutes later, right? Because it's completely different energy. It's completely different vibe. That's kind of the same way that I feel about pre-planned posts. Is like, you could tell it's dry. There's no energy. There's nothing behind it, right? And so exposed is all about the energetics. Because remember, no amount of strategy is going to trump the energetics of like everything that you're doing behind the scenes to make that pop, to make that happen, to make people attracted to you. Rahima says, level up, get a mentor. Gia says, thank God you said that about not pre-scheduling your post. I don't, and I can't either. Some people have to. Some people have to. Some people are like that, right? And that, if that works for you, then it'll work for you. But for me, I don't do that, and so I don't teach that. Is a website necessary at the beginning or just social media presence at this point? What email service do you recommend? I've tried MailChimp in the past. So no, if you're going to use your social media as your website, like I explained, then you don't need a website. You will need a landing page because you're going to want to collect email addresses. But I don't even use my website really anymore. I spent all this money to get my website done, but most people are buying from me either through my email list or through my social media. Nobody's like actually going to my website and buying, going to my work with me page and buying the link. They're going when I'm saying go to jenscalia.com/exposed. Okay. So yes, you don't need it to get started. I would say eventually you're going to want to have it so that people look at you and they see that brand recognition, they see the authority, right? Like, okay, this person's legit, they have a website, but you do not need it to get started. Email service provider, I'll recommend what I use, which is ActiveCampaign. MailChimp is very limited as to what you can do. Adriana says, I don't schedule them. Someone advised me to do it because it takes me too much time to write the post. I struggle with that. So yeah, there's definitely different things that you can do when it comes to that. And even just repurposing a lot of your content. This is, I don't have time to like get into like a content masterclass right now, but there are definitely things that you can do if it takes you a long time. I have people that will just record themselves, the audio on your phone and have it transcribed. You can do that. Have your VA transcribed it. There's so many things that you can do, and there's so many ways that you can repurpose your content so that it's not taking you long. And then also, as you're being consistent, the more consistent you are, the easier it's going to get. It's just like going to the gym, right? So when I go to the gym right now, I might only be able to do like, 25 sit-ups, but after I go to the gym for like a month or 2 months, I'm probably able to do like 50 or 60 or maybe even 100, right? So we kind of have to build that muscle and it will get easier. All right. Anything else? My loves, anything else? It's so funny. It's like the same amount of people that are watching on Zoom are the same amount of people that are watching on the live stream, which is pretty interesting, pretty cool. So yeah, that kind of goes to show you like the front end is important, but also the back end is important too. All right, so we'll see if there's any more comments here. The free gift for you guys is jenscalia.com/cash. And then to join Exposed, save $222 tonight. Also get that bonus of my messaging program, Truth. And that is at jenscalia.com/exposed. I think that's it. I just make sure that there's no more comments. I try to do a swipe on my computer, but I don't have a swipe on my computer, but I'm so used to doing the swipe on my phone that I wondered the other day, I'm like, why is my computer so dirty? It's because I'm trying to swipe my computer and it doesn't swipe. I've done that before with pictures too, where I'll have like a picture on the screen and I've done like the thing to try to make the picture bigger. These times. Well, anyway, thank you guys for being here with me. Thank you for showing up. I hope you took a lot of notes and that you're ready to go to the next level and, make your profile a cash machine, right? That's essentially what I want for you guys to do. I hope to see a lot of you guys in Exposed. Evan says, thank you. LOL. I know, it's funny. Adriana says, thank you. Audra says, thank you. All right, guys. Angela, you are most welcome. I will see you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you took a lot of notes, and I hope that you're ready to take action today. It is Monday. It's the best time right now to take action. And look at this. The sun is shining. It's literally been like almost 24 hours of storms, wind, rain, thunder, like all kinds of stuff. And now the sun is shining. You guys can probably see my screen is a little bit brighter now, but it's all because of you guys. All right, guys. I will see you next time. Bye.